So this is going to be interesting. First stream in about 2 weeks, something like that, with a brand new studio, so things are going to go wrong. And hello. I think this is working. You there, Zee?
Yep. Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, okay, brilliant. But yeah, as I said, I'm sure things are gonna go horribly wrong tonight because this is the first time I've used the studio properly since I rebuilt it a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I already noticed there are all sorts of audio problems with the sound cards and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, hello everyone, welcome to a rather impromptu stream this evening. In place of what we normally do on a Tuesday? Free to Fail? Yeah, that's the one. But Zee and I had a couple of hours, so we thought we'd sit down and do one of these tonight instead. So hi, welcome. We're a couple of furries, we draw furry stuff, and we've had a bit of a routine going for the last couple of weeks where one of us picks a theme, and we sort of take it in turns to pick a theme. And so this week it was my turn, and I chose fire mages. I think you chose summer last week, didn't you? But we didn't
I did, yes.
We didn't actually stream that one because I don't know, I guess it just didn't really happen. But yeah, so this week we're gonna be streaming. We'll probably be here for maybe an hour or so, see how it goes. Good evening to Grumpy. Good old Graham. Don't forget, if you'd like to join in the chat and say hi, feel free. I'll keep an eye on it. I already had to drink an energy drink to try and wake up after work.
Yeah.
I've also got something weird going on with this camera where it's I seem to be going off screen a bit. I hate technology. It just never works.
Yeah, it's not always great.
Of course, the other thing which I didn't really think about is the fact that when I look down at my screen, my character is looking off screen. It just looks really kind of awkward.
Yeah, that's
the thing. I maybe move it, and that'll do. Yeah, that's good enough. Anyway, how are you, Zee?
Yeah, I'm alright. Dealing with the summer heat. I didn't manage to get much sleep last night, so I might be a little bit out of it today. But should still be fun. I remember you mentioned that it was fire mages theme, so I decided to create this ferret fire dancer who uses her dancing to kind of generate the fire magic, or control it rather.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's actually my first time drawing a ferret, if I'm not mistaken. I kind of went for sort of an Armello deal where it's sort of closer to the realistic animal. I'm probably gonna go for the sort of black eyes for these, or maybe like coloured like the whites of the eyes are going to be coloured. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No.
although it does
no.
feel like there's like a lot of empty space around it right now, so I might work on the composition a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe I
I'm
could
kind of
do
the.
something cool with the background.
Yeah, it's kind of the same with this one. Basically, I always end up doing that. It's like most of my pictures I draw tend to be mostly just empty space. So I cropped like a load of stuff out and just kind of resized it to kind of fill out the page a bit more. So hopefully this time it should be a bit better. Less kind of wasted space.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, to be honest, like a lot of my space right now is being taken up because I've got those references on screen, which I won't need in a moment.
Yeah, I got a bit of a head start on you tonight, actually. Because what usually happens is that I usually get distracted by stuff, and you're just much quicker than I am as well, which doesn't help.
Yeah, I do draw. I've had quite a few people let me know that I draw very quickly.
You do,
which
it's good. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Just
it definitely has its perks. I can get through like a lot of quick ideas, but it does mean that my art tends to have more mistakes at the end stage, since I don't have that kind of perfection mindset. I have sort of a that's close enough, and I move on.
Do, yeah. Yeah, so I decided to go for a lion for mine tonight. I don't know. I haven't really drawn a lion before, so I thought I'd give it a go. Lions are tricky because of the manes. They tend to I've never drawn a lion's mane before, so it should be quite interesting. And hello to Kif and possibly Aaron as well, maybe? I really need to sort out this. I'm sort of going off screen here, but it's really quite... I sort of have to crouch all the way down in order to get my... It seems to keep wanting to... maybe I can... recenter it or something. Hang on. If I go all the way down and then reset position... That's even worse. How's that? That'll do.
That's what that is.
That's the funny thing when we're drawing, because we can... I think in the last couple of weeks that we've done this, we'll just quite happily just sit here in complete silence, just for like... It's just for ages, and just occasionally we'll sort of comment on something, or you know, a conversation will sort of naturally come up. It's quite nice, because I mean the thing is, it's like, while art is a fun thing to do, like focusing on that and conversation at the same time is it's definitely a skill.
Yeah, I definitely think so. There's sort of it's definitely kind of a skill to it. I'm probably gonna fall into the trap of just kind of repeating what you say.
Yeah.
But no. Right, that sketch feels pretty good. Let's look up some tail examples for ferrets, because I do have the sort of mindset of drawing them quite long, regardless of species, and
long boys.
I don't know if ferrets have slightly shorter tails.
Yeah. I've never actually drawn a ferret before. I mean, they're really cool animals. I think I probably should at some point. How are you doing, Grumpy, anyway? I didn't ask, sorry. How are you? Hope everything's going alright? Because, yeah, we were in VR chat again last night for quite a while, actually. I think it must have been sort of about just after midnight by the time we got to bed. Which obviously on a weekday isn't the best.
Yeah. It's
Apparently he's come up with a new term. Siata. What's that?
Yeah.
Sounds like ciabatta. Oh, coffee is always the answer. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to vary my energy drinks lately. I recently I was shopping and I saw these, what are they called? They're basically like fruit juice energy drinks.
Yeah.
And they described it as like having like the coffee beans rather than like the sort of typical energy drink chemical. And having my first one, it's definitely perked me up a little bit, but it wasn't quite a sharp, intense rush of a Red Bull or something like that.
Well, I mean,
which maybe that's the best.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah. I remember it's been a long time since I've ever had a kind of rush like that from energy drinks because I drink them so much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've kind of become sort of immune to the, which isn't good. But yeah, it's one of those things. I'm still desperately trying to get hold of furry fuel.
It's strange because like I think of it as that drink from that one.
Yeah, but it's
like meme, but no, it's totally real.
It is
Get
real.
it?
Yeah, you can. I want to see what it's like. I want to see what all the fuss is about.
I mean, really, it's just that there's a furry on the can, isn't it?
That's it, yeah.
Jesus. Sorry, I'm playing around with my resolution settings, and I guess I'm kind of surprised by how that works. You know what? This is probably fine. Maybe I'll bump it up a little bit, but.
Oh, actually, Kif's been doing a lot of drawing as well recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's been. I think he bought himself an iPad Air.
Oh yeah.
He's been doodling on that an awful lot, which is kind of cool.
And yeah, it's weird to think that. Just like noticed Gem's question. I don't know if that was in response to the initial mention of furry fuel, but yeah, apparently it's real.
Yeah, it is. It's I think from what I can tell, they only tend to sell it in cons, which is a little disappointing.
Ah, so it's not like that. Like I remember some of the conventions of like the online conventions have had this like furry hot sauce place, like where you can just buy it online. But I guess
There's a furry hot sauce.
Yeah, I think it's like it's a rabbit on it. I think.
Okay. Why am I
Let's
not
see if I
I
can-
shouldn't be surprised, really, should I?
Dark bunny sauces. There it is. Sorry for the accidental shout out.
That's fine.
Yeah, it looks like they're really, really hot, and they have a raccoon themed source as well. Terrified Trash Panda.
Wow. Okay, that's I need to get some of
I'm so sorry, Kev.
that. Yeah. I'm gonna put it in everything.
Yeah, I'm not really a hot sauce kind of guy. I can have some spices, but I just
Yeah. I think Kif is kind of the same with that, actually. Damn it. Right. I'm not gonna make the same mistake again. Here we go. Oh. Yeah. Terrified Trash Panda. That was amazing. Does this hand look alright to you, Zee? Not mine.
it looks a lot better than any hand I could draw. I'll say that. It looks fine to me. I can't really think of how I would fix it or change it. I mean,
No.
yeah, no, I'm terrible with hands, so I'm afraid I can't give you too much advice on that. Yeah, let's keep smoking on both sides. Why not?
Where are you? Oh, you ready doing your line work?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I plan to go a little bit ham on the effects of this one.
Well, yeah. I knew you would. That's why I picked it.
Good call. I'm doing so much of this by just copying one side and pasting on the other, which is fine. Like, you can do that. It's just funny to me how, like, often I'm doing it.
I mean, I get it in a way because it keeps everything consistent.
Yeah, especially when you're doing, like, a down the middle shot like this.
Yeah. Yeah, at some point I think I might have to get the I think the weather here in England is going to start improving soon. Again.
Oh no, don't tell me that. It's
Yeah,
just gotten to the point where I can actually sleep with a cover
Mm,
again, because it's...
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think it's going to start getting warm again. Or warmer.
Really hoping I could keep sleeping without a fan, but you know.
It's one of those things you kind of get used to it. It's like when I first had
guess.
the fan going in the bedroom, like I really struggled to sleep with it. But I guess you just get used to it after a while. It just becomes sort of background noise.
Guess so. I think my main concern is the energy that I must be using to keep it running all night. Although I think my fan is set in a way that it will only run for a certain amount of time and then it will time out and then it will start up again in so long. I woke up one morning to it doing that, so it must do. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at my electric bill this month and see.
See what's what, yeah. Well, I mean, it's not going to be anywhere near as bad as us, or at least the last couple of years, because we've had one of these silly portable air conditioners, which are rubbish.
Yeah, I think about getting one of those actually. Well, not thinking about getting one. My brother and his girlfriend actually bought one. It's been sitting up in the loft, and I mentioned the trouble ventilating my apartment. They're like, "Oh yeah, you could use that."
Hmm.
And I was about to, and then a friend of mine warned me of the, like that they, kind of the trouble with them.
Yeah, they're not great.
Make a lot of sense.
They make a lot of noise and take a lot of electric.
Yeah.
So they can be quite expensive to run as well. But I mean, if you can't sleep and it's awful, then it's a handy thing to have in a pinch, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Like for a while, what I did was, okay, apparently Kif said the electric bill with the aircon running pretty much most of the summer wasn't actually all that bad.
Oh, okay. Hopefully that'll be true for the fan as well. I only really have it on at night these days, and occasionally when I'm using VR. Although the way it kind of like makes my mouth jitter, VR is a little bit weird.
Oh yeah, with the wind, yeah. Use your arm, Lorciand. I still need to learn how to rotate the canvas on this thing. I still haven't figured that out.
Oh, for Clip Studio?
Mm.
It's up in the top.
Oh, like, there.
Yeah, those two sliders. The top one is zoom and the bottom one is rotate. And you can press that button at the sort of middle of the rotate one to reset your rotation.
Well, now I feel silly.
That's alright. Like, there's a lot in Clip Studio I haven't even touched. Like, yeah. I see all my friends doing this thing where they just... I think part of it is that I don't use vectors, but I do see things where my friends will literally just make another layer below their line art, do something, and then they can go like that, and it will only fill in the jacket or whatever. But for me, I just create another copy of the line arts, and which isn't great if I want to do something with a lineless look. Makes that a lot harder. Oh, that was what I was doing before, setting up a fire stick. Bring it to here. The other end disappear behind her hand.
So I think with this one, what I'm doing is basically his tail's going to be on fire, and he's going to have sort of a reddish mane, and he's going to have sort of color appropriate eyes as well. Should be interesting.
Yeah, sounds really cool.
Look at me talking like I know what I'm going on about.
Well, I barely know what I'm going on about, to be honest. Just kind of... I do a lot of drawing from imagination. It's just when it comes to anthro stuff that I have to look, especially stuff like this. Yeah. If I want to do something really impressive, I say. Like if I want to do something that, like with a pose I don't usually do, meaning something where it's not just them with their hands in their pockets. I definitely need references.
Nothing wrong with the references.
Yeah, of course. Like, if I had started using references sooner, I probably would have. I'd probably be able to draw a lot more right now.
There we go. I'm quite happy with that. I think it's pretty handsome.
Yeah, it's looking really good. Maybe I will keep this.
Yeah, so apologies for the lack of streams over the last couple of weeks, folks. Basically, we've had, some stuff's been going on that we're dealing with, and I've been rebuilding the studio, and I think Nick actually, he is having his COVID vaccine today, and it seems like things just get in the way. So, but we're hoping that sort of relatively normal schedule as of next week, but we'll see what happens. The new studio is working quite well, which is pretty cool. You should see the amount of cables and stuff. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, cable management's always gonna get you.
Oh, I think the London Furs had another meet the other day.
Oh yeah.
Which I think we stumbled into by accident.
I'm like struggling to keep up with their timetable these days.
Yeah. The thing is, we've met a couple of people there now, so if we see them on, we'll join, and yeah.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're at a meet.
Yeah. Right, I've learned from last week, and I've saved my drawing this time.
Oh yeah, good call.
You see, this camera makes me look like I have a crick in my neck. I don't. It's just because the thing loses tracking.
Yeah.
And yeah, because if I do this, if I get up really high, reset position, there we go. Now I'm fine again.
Yeah.
Probably introducing Graham to furry fuel wasn't a good idea.
Are you a coffee drinker? Are you a energy drinker as well? programmer. I thought it was just a coffee kind of thing. Or is it just whatever can get you up and going?
Yeah, whatever gets him up off the sofa.
I mean, that's how I did it when I used to commute. Just like, and I suppose even now to some extent. Coffee was just, I guess, a lot more palatable first thing in the morning.
Yeah, it is. And weirdly enough, I don't actually drink coffee in the morning. At least not that. I mean, I used to. For the longest time, like I couldn't function without it.
Yeah, no, especially when I commute, that was my case.
But weirdly enough, I'm not too bad. I've kind of cut down. I'm trying to replace milk with oat milk as well.
Oh, okay. Furry coffee. I feel like there must be some out there, if you look hard enough. Because it feels like furries have cornered every market imaginable.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for them to create their own operating system and
Furry OS.
Yeah. Ugh, this hand is... Alright, I'm gonna have to look up a reference. Ooh, or do I have one in this big old folder of hands I got from Clip Studios material?
You got a folder of hands.
Let's see, is this one gonna do it? That's close. I mean, that's basically what I want, actually. Just gonna flip that over. Alright, that's what I'm aiming for.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna just... It's tempting just to plop it on there, but, you know, if I do that, I'll never learn.
I had no idea that was the thing.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it, actually. I can send you a... My screen might cut out for a second there accidentally. Yep.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You got a quick glimpse of my background. That's alright. Yeah, no, the Clip Studio Asset Store is actually pretty handy for finding brushes and stuff like that. And gradients, which, you know, I'm a huge fan of gradients.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was just this folder of hands as materials, and I think I might be wrong, but I feel like these were 3D. No, they're single image files, which that's alright too. Like, you can do quite a lot with a simple reference. I have to log in. That'll be it.
No, you can leave it till after the
Yeah,
the stream.
that's true, actually. I won't do this on stream. Alright, so I kind of want... Actually, I'm just going to do it on the sketch layer so I get an idea of how to handle it.
Handle it.
Alright, so thumb's going to be like up like that. Finger comes round. Goes right. The last one kind of still doesn't look quite right. I might just cover it up with fire.
Just cover it up with fire.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I've done with one of my hands here. So I've kind of done that as well.
Yeah, no, hands are tricky. I was briefly part of like a server where it's like a furry art server,
Okay.
or like more of a server for a furry artist, and they did a thing at one point. They're like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you guys a challenge every day to see if I can kind of get you guys trained up art-wise.
Yeah.
Which was
Sorry,
exciting.
like furry boot camp.
But yeah, then
Furry boot camp.
Yeah, but then hands came up, and I was just like, yeah. I feel like I did pretty well with the hand practice, but unfortunately, I've just kind of forgotten everything about it. I think that's usually the case. If you don't use something, you lose it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
definitely.
have found that when you start over in a creative skill, after like not doing it for a while, your the sort of base you start from is higher than when you first started out.
Yeah.
So in a sense, you're still retaining some of that knowledge. You just have to warm up, then you get back to where you were.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not so bad actually. I just kind of push the palm out a bit.
I think it looks pretty good.
Ah, was that fire gonna? Because right now it's quite a nice flow. Everything's kind of like curling inward, but with that kind of up, it's gonna throw it off. I'll figure it out. Yeah, I watched someone stream recently, and it got me thinking about like how images kind of are meant to have a flow to them. You know,
Hmm.
everything is drawn in to where you want the viewer to look.
Yeah. No. I mean, the first thing I usually do when I'm drawing a piece, look at me sounding all professional and stuff, is I will think about the composition. I'll think about the flow of the drawing. And honestly, the first thing I draw is just the action lines. Which makes me sound like I know what I'm on about, and then, clearly I don't. But it's these little techniques that you pick up on. And just thinking about the composition and the action and the flow and stuff like that, it's important.
You know, it's just occurred to me that I'm pretty sure it was you who told me about the kind of like idea of intersecting lines and that sort of thing. Yeah. That was the quote unquote streamer I was watching. It was in our last sorry about that. Like I said, I'm tired.
That's fine.
Alright, so that was kind of up to my wrist.
I am
It's
as
just
well.
occurred to me how dangerous it is to have a jacket that kind of has like a flow to it while you're juggling fire.
Yeah, right.
You know, she's a fire mage. She knows what she's doing.
It was the same thing in the Matrix. Do you remember the Matrix films?
Yeah.
Where they had those trench coats and they were doing those stupid stunts. It's like, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you wear a trench coat while, doing, martial arts
running
and stuff
around and
on motorbikes and stuff? I mean, it's like your jacket get caught up in the back wheel and then you're screwed. There we go.
Yeah.
So that is the absolute base color. Ooh. Actually, I'm just going to zoom in on this quickly. And just realized something a little irritating. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to these flames need to be transparent, so I'm gonna need to create them on a separate layer.
Oh, right. Yeah.
going to be interesting. Okay. I guess the same thing with this this one here, otherwise it's going to look a bit dumb. But what I can do is I can stick it on the same layer, so it's not too bad. Oops. Aha, you see, I've just realized I made a mistake.
Oh?
I didn't bother drawing the hand under the fire, so I can't make it transparent.
Oh.
Meh. I only did that on one hand, not the other one. So...
Just realised there's a flat spot at the top of the flame where it was previously out of view. So I'm just gonna smooth that out.
Okay, now I have to think about shading and stuff. Alright. So we'll do that. Cool. So now we're thinking, well, how I'm thinking, because it's all fire themed. So the shadow needs to have a slightly orangey tint to it. Ah. There we go. So what I want to do is try and keep a try and think about where the light sources are coming from and how that's gonna sort of reflect on the characters. So,
Oh yeah.
so in this, it's going to be the inverse, isn't it? So it's the... I wonder what's going to happen if I do this. Horrible things.
Well, that's part of the experimentation.
Let's try that again. I'm quite happy with it, actually. It's turning out all right. Still there, Zee?
Yep.
Focusing. Yeah.
Trying to remember the order for the eyes. It's like a way of doing it, and sometimes I can get it, sometimes I can't. I don't usually do eyes like this. I'm usually quite. Make them slightly more vibrant. Blending in a bit right now.
Like, I'd like to do some almost like red eyes, but I don't know if that's just going to be too mean.
Yeah. I think it's good to try to make the character based on your focus rather than what's considered like edgy on art, I guess. I mean, if you don't want to do that, that's obviously fine too, but
I'm gonna try. Oof.
you're not feeling it?
There we go. I don't know. What do you think? Is it too much?
I think it looks pretty good. I mean, plus he's the fire mage, so you're kind of expecting there to be a certain level of like that.
Yeah. Because I think, yeah, I really want to kind of feel this character with sort of chaotic energy.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh wow! Just noticed your.
Oh yeah.
It's looking really good, Zee.
Thanks. Yeah, I love like making this kind of fantasy stuff. It's been a while since I've designed a new character. Sort of heavily inspired off of Armello, which is a not they're very like clear that they're not furries, but it's like a furry adjacent game. All the characters are animals. And it's basically about like a bunch of warring clans trying to take the throne of Armello. So I decided to create this ferret who's kind of a rat clan, which is obviously probably the one that the ferrets would fit into the most. But yeah, I think that thigh needs some lights, not too much. Yeah, shading is definitely where I start to fall flat, because it's a bit like, how should this work? Yeah, no, it's wrong. Maybe some under the chin, like that. Probably gonna take it down a notch, but something like that. Shade.
But yeah, honestly, this is what being a furry really means to me. It's the art and the people and the everything else. It's a wonderful place to be.
Definitely, yeah. Take this.
Mm. This sounds like Putt Putt Pond.
Oh yeah. You can kind of hear it too.
Oh, see you later, Graham.
See you, Graham.
No, he's probably going to want to go play that as a joke because he's addicted to
right.
Putt Putt Pond.
Yeah, I need to go back there at some point. I had some good luck. Well, I've had some good luck, I've had some bad luck. I haven't managed to get a score under 100 yet.
I have to say, I think we're upping the ante a bit now. Which is good.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you really improve.
Yeah, definitely. was about to say, yeah, definitely improving, and I realized I was pressing the rotate button to try to undo, which less effective.
Yeah, I wish I was as good as you with all the with the shading and the colouring that you do. Actually, I need to look up a reference sheet actually for a line. Something I didn't do. It's probably quite bad. Because I just noticed they've got a bit of white here, don't they? It's not all.
Ah, that shade of red is perfect. Yeah, let's go for darker, like that. Oh no, I haven't been naming my layers. I've completely lost track of what's what.
Yeah, I've already done that.
Let's see. What's this layer for? Doesn't seem like it's changing anything. This one? Oh, it's the eyes.
Don't forget to save.
Yep. Save now, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I don't know what this layer was before, but now it's my screen layer.
Hmm. Oh, Germanium's found the furry fuel.
Hey!
I could use some of that. Just in the chat there.
Yeah, I just took a look.
Alright, so now I suppose we need some. How close are you to finishing?
I'm not sure. Like, I'd like to do a bit more. Because like right now I'm just trying to figure out the highlights, but I am sort of thinking maybe I should be cheeky and see if I can animate it again. But
Why not? I mean, if you can.
yeah, of course, like the more effort I put into shading it, the harder it's going to be to animate it and make it look natural. I'd love to just like to have like a breathing kind of thing and have the fire turning behind her, but they are both attached to this boy, which means that it wouldn't make sense for them to be maybe just like a breathing, kind of like an up and down breathe. There must be a tutorial for that online. It's such a common animation. I'll just look it up in a moment. First, I'm just gonna add the shading to the ears to kind of give them a bit more.
Okay. I wonder.
Yeah, just thought of something else I really wanted to try. Let me see if I can get to work. So I downloaded all these fur brushes, and so far I've never managed to get them to look right, but I feel like I found one which was kind of simple enough that it seemed like it would work.
Fur brush?
Yeah, like fur brush packs. So basically they're just like texture packs that have a preset fur. Let's see if I can... Probably not super obvious on the thing itself. If I just take it out like this, and which one is it? This one? Yeah, so it's got that kind of furriness to it, but
oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I've never managed to get it to actually, like, the texture just never looked right on the on like a character itself. So I've always used them for just to draw grass very quickly, but I am tempted to see if I can get like a furry texture on this character. So let's see if I can get any of these to work. Obviously I should probably learn into how to actually do fur rather than relying on brushes to do it for me, but it's tricky.
Yeah, because you're gonna have
movies.
to basically, I guess, if you're gonna do that, you'd have to select the line layer, just to select the inside of your character, so you don't go outside the lines, and then draw
Mm.
within that. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Ooh.
So basically, all that's just shading.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think I'd be. I mean, I can't tell you what a therapy drawing's been, honestly.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a good way of doing stuff. Like it can be useful just to focus on something, and when you're done, you have like something physical that you can. What is going on there? There's like this weird, really hard line right there. I'm trying to figure out what that is. Okay. Detail shading. Alright. But yeah, no, drawing's definitely helped me through a lot.
Hmm. So how do you get these smoke effects? Because I'm just trying to use airbrush.
So how I tend to do it is I'll start off with. Hold on, let me just get a layer near the top. So I start off by just move that to my references folder. Okay, so I'll start off with a airbrush and just create like a small circle where I want the flame to start. So if I want it to be in a hand, I'll do it like that. Then there's two ways of doing it. You can either add the highlights directly to the flame like that, or you can do the shape first and then add the highlights. You kind of get different effects of both. But then what I do is I go to the blend section, and there's the fingertip brush. And if you just kind of bump that up until it kind of almost covers the entirety of it, you can just pull it like that, and it creates a nice kind of.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then if you want to get to kind of have that sort of glow to it, you can duplicate it, set it to add glow, use the Gaussian blur to kind of create more of an aura, and then there's two ways you can do it. If you want it to be a sort of internal glow, like closer to the center of the flame, you just shrink that down and put it in the middle. Or you can put it behind it, which gives it kind of a outer glow.
Wow.
Then obviously the more kind of you add to it, the brighter it will get. You could even take that and highlight it with a white brush just to get that fire in there. Yeah, I love drawing kind of like magic and fire, so it's definitely been something I've got a lot of practice in. Now I'm trying to decide because I kind of like that. I might just make it a bit smaller, just so
Looks
it's
really
less distracting.
Does look good.
Just like, yeah. I think that's gotta be smaller. Cool. Oh, that was what I was gonna do. I was gonna add some shading on her muzzle, just to make it kind of come down a bit.
Yeah, I think I'm almost done.
Yeah. Looking at it, I think it would be pretty tricky for me to add animation to something like this.
I'm quite happy with what we've drawn, actually. I think it looks pretty good, although I do think the eyes are probably a bit too much. I might just take them down a bit. Of course, I did the same thing as you did and forgot which layer it is. Yeah, the eyes were a bit too much, I think. Look at that, though.
Yeah.
Well, Zee, I think that's it.
Yeah, I might play around with mine slightly more. I've got this so something I've started doing when I finish this kind of stuff. Like if I want to have something with dramatic lighting, I tend to take it into a separate, well, just get the PNG layer, because it's pretty hard to combine the layers in Clip Studio. I don't know if you've found that too. But yeah, I like to just get the PNG.
Oh, you just save it as a PNG and then import it again, and then...
Yeah, and then I've got the kind of entire image as a single thing, and I can use it for soft lights.
Oh, that's clever.
add like a little bit of a blur. Actually, I don't think the blur is doing anything. If it is, it's really subtle. Like, I don't.
Huh. That's actually really.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a way to kind of like add a bit more. I don't want to say gain, but like it
Makes the
adds
image,
something to your
yeah.
shading and your lights, which can throw off the whole image. But I like to at least experiment with it and see if it looks better or worse. In this case, I like it. I think I'm going to keep that. Just gonna. Yeah, let's just fade that out rather than try to overlay it.
I think it's one of those things where we could spend hours just faffing with it.
Oh yeah, there are times where you see things, you're like, oh, maybe I could add something here or there. And it can lead to a point where you look at the clock and realize it's 10. You've spent ages just
faffing,
adding
yeah.
effects and seeing if they add anything to it. Kind of like that, actually. Gives it a bit more of a... But yeah, thanks for inviting me to draw with you. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, easy.
Really pleased with how it came out.
Yeah. No, I enjoy it as well. It's always fun hanging out with you. I think I'm just gonna tone that down just a smidge. And then maybe some lighting behind the character.
Yeah, I think it could help him sort of stand out from the background a bit.
Yeah. So I will add white. Let's see. Oops. There we go. Well, Zee, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been good. I've actually learned a few things. I think I'm gonna need to take some time and actually just kind of mess around with some of these brushes and stuff, and maybe see if I can get some of those fur brushes as well. Play around with them, that might be useful. Because I think a lot of my characters do tend to look a little flat, which I think you can do an awful lot with shading, but I think there is some texture work that would probably help, maybe. But yeah. Anyway, so thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you, Zee. And yeah, we'll be doing... I think that's it, actually, for this week. It's only the one stream this week, for reasons. So hopefully next week we'll get back to, our normal scheduled stuff, which would be good. So take care of yourselves. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and probably gonna hop into VR chat, I suspect. Yeah, so any final thoughts?
Nothing I can think of. Just yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Thanks, Z. Right, let's get out of here. Let's go in the VR chat or something. See you later, folks.
See you.